everyone, welcome to today's reading. Today we're going to be finding out what's next in your love life. So this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you've clicked on this video, it'll still apply. But we've got three groups to choose from today. We've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. You can go ahead and pause the video if you need to meditate on the groups. Try not to overthink it, just pick whichever group you're most drawn to, whichever pile seems to resonate for you. If you need a close-up of the crystals, we've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. The timestamps are listed below in the description box. Also, if you hear my cat in the background, I'm so sorry. This channel is named after her, so she might make a guest appearance. Alright, I'll see you in your reading. Alright, pile 1, welcome to your reading. When I saw your spread, I kind of had to laugh a little bit to myself because this personally resonates a lot. I have a lot of empathy for you guys. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Four of Wands. So with you guys, with the 10th house, Leo, and Earth being here as well, I think you all have a bit of an issue with letting go of control. And that's something many of us can relate to, but you're also, because of that sense of control, very self-disciplined, very hardworking, and very much focused on success, career, and sort of manifesting and getting the most of life, just in general. And you're very focused on abundance and growing sort of your material wealth with the Queen of Pentacles here. You're trying to live a good life, pile 1, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The issue that I'm seeing here for you guys is one of control. So there's this sort of need to strive for perfection and this idea of being accomplished, so you feel like you deserve the love that you want, when really you already internally have that value, and your friends can see it with the Four of Wands. They probably tell you all the time how great you are. You don't have to prove yourself. And I think a lot of it too isn't so much of you seeking approval from other people. And I don't think you're someone who needs a relationship to feel validated, but I do feel like it kind of comes across as, I want to make sure I'm the best version of myself and I've got all of my ducks in a row, then this perfect person will come in. And so you're trying to manifest, you're trying to attract this person, but you're doing it in a way where you're exercising a lot of control over it instead of letting the universe surprise you or gift you, or just letting it happen naturally. And you sort of put a lot of stipulations on, I want a person who's like this, like this, like this. And it's good to have standards. It's good to have an idea of like what you're looking for, what you're comfortable with, what you won't settle for, especially with that Leo energy. Like there is no desire here to settle. Like you are looking for your soulmate. You are looking for the one. Absolutely. But you also are a bit closed off in that way. You have a very set, clear idea of who the right person is, and in doing so, it's kind of like you're interrupting the universe's ability to be creative and to surprise you, and it can potentially end up where you're closing yourself off to your actual soulmate, because maybe they aren't quite aligning with who you think they are. But with the High Priestess, this is very positive, right? So we're coming out of that energy. I think you're starting to realize there's a little bit of a control issue. And I think with the Earth too and the Queen of Pentacles, there is also probably where you do believe in the magic of the universe one day, but then sort of your faith starts to slip. You worry your manifestation of this perfect union, this new relationship, marriage, whatever your goal is in love, isn't going to come in. So you kind of struggle with that faith aspect. You're like, no, I need to go and make it happen. But, and that's sort of that hardworking Leo, Capricorn, Taurus, earth energy coming in. You know, you've got the fire and the earth, you've got passion there. But sometimes we just have to let it flow, you know, and go based off of our intuition, that water energy. So the universe at this point is encouraging you to turn inward. So there's this push for you to focus on yourself, you know, and that's something that fortunately you're already good at doing. You're already good at working on yourself, self-improvement, self-care, especially with Leo. I don't think that you struggle with, you may struggle to find time for self-care because you're so goal-oriented, but I think you definitely know how to treat yourself when that time comes. So this card says, inside this veil of bone and flesh, I lay my soul to sleep. All the truths within thy breath have come to greet me. So sort of the answer to all of this of like, how is my soulmate going to come in? How am I going to meet my next partner? When is my next fun fling going to come in? Whatever it is that you're looking for, the answer already lies within, right? So just by being yourself, just by sort of doing what you're already doing, is like frustrating as that may sound, of like, well, what I'm doing isn't working. It is. You just have to have faith and trust that in divine timing, it's going to come in. And with the Four of Wands, it's going to be a beautiful, fun, lighthearted energy when it does come in. But by being the person, well, let me say it like this, by being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, or by being the qualities of the type of person that you want to be with, you'll attract that person. You'll attract those qualities by being those qualities. Like attracts like. So I will say also with the 10th house, and then we also have life purpose here. We have intimacy and we have worthiness. So especially I would say with the combination of these two cards, there's a high likelihood that maybe not necessarily you'll meet your next partner or your soulmate in the workplace, although that is a strong possibility. But I think it's more of when you come into that energy of being disciplined, being at a place in your career where you're satisfied, you feel successful, you feel like you've accomplished something, you feel like you're aligned with your life's purpose, whatever that looks like to you, that is when you're going to come into alignment with your soulmate, your next partner, your next relationship, that next big love. And I will say this doesn't feel like, if that's what you're looking for, something casual, then that's when this will come in. But I will say, like, since it's aligned with your life purpose, I see this more as a soulmate connection. I see this more as someone who's meant to come along, and even if you're in the process of this and you're so close to getting to where you're gonna like be fully satisfied or feel fulfilled in your career, that is probably when you'll meet your soulmate, and that's likely even that your soulmate may play a role in helping you accomplish your dreams. You know, they may be the missing link here. But I will say also, it's important to remember to enjoy the journey. So with the worthiness, you don't have to wait until you've accomplished your dreams to be happy with yourself. And so with this worthiness card, once you believe you deserve to meet your soulmate, you know, you don't have to be a perfect person for this soulmate connection to come in. So with this worthiness card, if you believe that you can achieve your life's purpose, if you're happy with yourself in the process of working towards this, your soulmate will come in faster. And then with intimacy, I think it's again just sort of underscoring this need for you to be vulnerable. You know, you may be one of those people where you feel like you have to accomplish like this list of goals in your head in order for you to maintain this Leo pride, this Leo self-confidence, You may feel like in order for me to feel like validated and having like high self-worth, high self-esteem, I need to have accomplished these things. And you sort of wear that like armor. Like, well, you can't say anything to me because I've done this, this, and this in my life. But your self-worth is inherent to you. It's not something that is developed because you've accomplished all of these goals. It's more of like, well, yeah, I've accomplished these goals, but I've done this because I am hardworking, I'm kind to others, I'm a good leader, and these things are inherent to me. These are skills that I've developed over time. It's not something that, like, yes, I've worked on myself, but even if I hadn't, I would still have value as a person because we all have value, right? Excuse me. So I think for you, the key for this soulmate connection to come in will definitely involve your career, definitely involve your life's purpose, but also it's going to be a lot of inner work and a lot of developing true self-worth and not that surface level, fake it till you make it kind of energy where, it's kind of more of a superficial kind of version of self-confidence, All right, so again, finances and career. So financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, and it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So, I want to start with this card. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. This, to me, goes back perfectly to this Queen of Pentacles and the Earth card. I feel like for you, again, it's a matter of letting go of control, releasing yourself from the outcome. Instead of like, if you were going to say a prayer to the universe of like, please bring in this person for me. Please bring in my soulmate. I feel like instead of listing out specific qualities that you want, like I want someone who is, I don't know, tall and good at sports, or someone who's artistic, or someone who loves dogs, whatever it is for you, instead of listing out like all of these specific qualities, instead, as we stated before, like embody that energy, embody the qualities of the type of person that you want to attract as much as you can. But when you say that prayer to the universe, just ask for your soulmate. Ask for your soulmate to come in so that you can be the best version of yourself also, so that you can be happy because you're in love and you have this great connection. And, in order to meet your soulmate, it's most likely with this life purpose card, it'll be at a time when you have pretty closely aligned with the highest version, the best version of yourself anyway. So, that kind of goes back to open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So if you pray for the greatest good in this situation would be you being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be and coming into alignment with your soulmate who makes you very happy and who you make very happy, right? That would be the best thing for us all collectively. So it's letting go of those control issues, keeping an open mind, and just trusting that this person is coming in and they're going to come in divine timing, but also when you get closer to this life purpose. And for you, I think definitely that life purpose is somehow aligned with your career. So whatever career goals you have, whatever dreams that you have, are definitely influencing how quickly this connection can come in for you, for sure. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's get your next cards. We have manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So again, manifestation, intuition, this is echoing the High Priestess card for us. You have to trust that it's coming in. If you ask for something at a restaurant, you don't sit there and complain and wonder if it's ever going to come. You trust that it's going to come. You put your order in. So just like a restaurant, you have to trust the universe that if you asked for your soulmate to come in, if you ask to be in alignment with your highest self, if you ask to be shown your life's purpose, trust that it's coming in. You don't have to keep checking on it. You don't have to control it. It's going to happen when it's meant to happen. So we've got friendship. This reminds me a lot of the Four of Wands here, especially with the way it's depicted in this deck, with all of the friends coming together. But it says, nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. This to me kind of says, keep living your life. Keep living a life that is balanced, that is happy. Nurture the connections that you already have in your life. Be that sort of embodiment of love. Because when you're happy with yourself and you're happy with your life and you're content, you sort of open your heart then to forming even more positive relationships, even more meaningful connections. And so I think just across the board too, when you learn to be a good friend, that also helps you be a better partner when this soulmate connection comes in. And it could be also, especially I think with the life purpose, if your soulmate is intended to help you along that journey, it may be that you develop a close friendship first before it develops into a romantic relationship. That may just be for a few of you though. And then it says, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. That's again that control issue. You know, you sort of overthink things and you don't go based upon your intuition. So it says, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So again, like, I think also be careful when this person comes in. Don't overanalyze it, don't overthink it. Don't get the opinions of 4 or 5 friends. Just trust your gut. You know, if it feels right, see where it goes. Don't try to control it. Don't try to rush it. Don't put parameters on it of, you know, we have to be exclusive by this date. We have to have moved in together by this date. You know, things sort of like that. You know, getting too overly into the labels of it. Things that could, you know, sort of put a damper on it developing organically. Because if it's your soulmate and you've done the inner work, like the universe has asked you to, you're going to be ready for them. So there's no need to have anxiety over it. There's no need to self-sabotage. There's no need to, you know, worry that you're going to lose this great person that has come into your life. Okay, so we have wish, make a wish with the dandelion in the wind. Hope, an idea like a simple acorn can start a wondrous forest. And we've got renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. So with that wish and hope card, those are pretty straightforward here. You say a wish to the universe. You have hope. You have faith that it will come to you. And I think with this renewal card too, especially sort of for your personality of like wanting to always strive to be better, to do better, know that you will always have that inner sort of drive. You know, you meet one goal, you're the type of person where, you know, you take maybe 2 seconds to enjoy the glory of that, and now you're like, what's next? What's next? What next thing can I do? So with this renewal card, you're always gonna have new desires, you know? I think if we think about this in the context of a romantic relationship, that's that warning again to be careful. So, you're praying, you're asking, you're begging the universe to bring in your soulmate, to bring in your person. They do, and you're like, well, now I want to begin an exclusive relationship with them. Now I want to move in together. Now I want to get married. Now I want to start a family. Whatever sort of your ideal relationship looks like. I know I just described a very traditional path, but whatever your ideal relationship looks like, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. There's always going to be a renewal of desire. There's always going to be something more that you could want for. Be happy in the present moment, enjoy what you have, and just again, let it grow organically. You don't have to control, rush, or push it. Okay, so I just want to leave you guys with a few positive messages here. So we've got, when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. So again, it's that kind of beating you over the head with it at this point, but it's again just praying for the higher good. Just asking for your ideal divine counterpart, your soulmate, to come in and not reading out a laundry list of what that person looks like. And it's funny too, you've got dandelion twice here with the picture and the wish card. That's funny. So it's as simple as making a wish. It's as simple as asking for it, ask and you shall receive sort of thing. You don't have to overcomplicate the manifestation process. I think especially if you're someone who likes to watch a lot of manifestation videos on YouTube and that sort of thing, it's not overly complicated. You just ask for it, continue to focus on yourself and bettering yourself, and just trust that it's going to come in. It doesn't have to be this hard, complicated, drawn out process. You just ask for it and you'll get it. Okay, so we've got, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So you've got a lot about manifestation here. And it really is something that starts with you. So keeping your energy high, that doesn't mean that every minute of the day until you meet your soulmate, you need to be happy, but it's more of just taking care of yourself and tending to your own garden, focusing on cultivating that sense of self-worth, and going beyond just the superficial level of confidence. Because I think a lot of people, even maybe some of your friends, would say you're a pretty secure person. You come off as someone who has it together, someone who, is in control, and someone who, is sure of themselves, even if internally you have a lot of self-doubt. So I think it's going to be doing that inner work so that that outside image that you're projecting of someone who's confident, inside you'll start to feel confident as well. So then we've got, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So I think that kind of speaks to if there is some inner healing that you need to do, if there is that inner work that you need to do, some maybe even trauma from your past, hurt from your past that you need to work through. It's again allowing yourself to feel, not trying to control how you feel so much, not pushing yourself to be happy or to put on a brave face all the time, not having to be so controlled. You can cry if you need to. You can, give yourself some space. You don't always have to be social, the life of the party. You don't always have to be in that Leo, happy-go-lucky, optimistic, gregarious kind of energy. You can just be yourself, and I think it would benefit you greatly if you have any friends or family members who are a water sign. So that would be anyone who's a Scorpio, a Cancer, a Pisces, maybe go and get some advice from them or ask them how they take care of themselves. That might be helpful for you as well. So you can kind of do some self-care that, goes beyond just like doing a face mask kind of thing. All right, so definitely I would say to wrap up, I think that you are absolutely manifesting your soulmate. I think that it likely won't be too much longer before they come in, because we do have the Four of Wands, and I think with Wands energy being present, it's likely that it's going to be relatively soon. I would say probably within the next year for sure. But it also depends on your willingness to do the inner work and how close you feel to your life's purpose and happiness in your career. Because I think that you could definitely slow this down or speed this up just by how much you're willing to let go of obsessing over when this is going to happen, or trying to control, like, being too fixated on a certain image of what your soulmate looks like, and how much you're willing to pivot and focus on yourself, your self-care, your career, any inner healing that you need to do. All right. Well, I hope this resonated. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can always see when I upload. This is a new channel, so it would help me out a lot. You can also, if this reading resonated for you, all my pile ones, you can comment with a yellow heart below. I would also say too, like, if you were drawn to more than one pile, feel free to also watch one of the other groups. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day. All right, pile 2, welcome to your reading. I will say you guys have a very interesting spread here, and there are 2 different ways that I can read it. This spread is very much a story of being pulled in 2 different directions. It is 2 sides of the same coin. There are 2 paths here that are being shown. So we've got Capricorn and Cancer. So these signs are opposite signs. So we've got Earth and we've got Water. You've got ambition, realism, and methodical steps with Capricorn, and you've got nurture, comfort, and protection with Cancer. Then we also have the Knight of Cups here, which goes well with the Cancer card. So we also have Page of Pentacles then with Capricorn. So we've got your Earth represented twice, we've got your Water represented twice. So on one side we've got emotion, and on the other side here we have logic and reason, and sort of, 2 feet on the ground versus floating above the water. So what does this mean then for what's next in your love life? Well, the first interpretation of this is you, right? So on one hand, you're very practical, you're looking for someone who is maybe like accomplished in their career, and you want a partner who is financially stable, and you are looking for someone who's good for you, and on the flip side of that though, you are also really sensitive and emotional, and you get caught up in your feelings, and maybe you have a tendency to pick people who are not the best for you because you get caught up in sort of the romance of it. I mean, look at this Knight of Cups and all of the hearts here, so there may be a part of you that is like, man, like I knew that person wasn't good for me. Like I knew I shouldn't have pursued that person. Like my logical brain was screaming at me the whole time, but I dove first into it. Like the Knight doesn't wait around. The Knight is not hesitant. With the Knight of Cups, like you're rushing into it, right? So that's one interpretation. Um, and you're sort of finding your way with that and trying to find a balance between how do I basically like date in a way where I'm being true to my feelings and I'm finding someone who brings out that passion in me that makes me feel emotionally like safe and secure and fulfilled, but also someone who meets that kind of like practical checklist of like, well, they want the same things that I want and they're, mature and they, are good with their family, that sort of thing. So that could be a possibility for half of you guys. I think for the rest of you, this is actually a case of you have two romantic options here, and they are appealing to two different sides of you, right? So it could be that both of these messages like resonate with you, but it could be that you have someone who is like, younger than you with the Page of Pentacles, or, you guys are both young and they are, like really hustling in their careers, they have drive, they have ambition, they're practical, like you have a lot of respect for them, they're very like reliable, stable, safe. But then you have this other person who's coming in who might be a little bit older than you, but is someone who emotionally gets you. They just understand you. They make you feel like they are home to you. They feel very comforting. And there's a little bit more excitement with this person, whereas this person is a lot more stable. This person doesn't make you feel emotionally safe, but they make you feel secure because there's just less intensity of emotion with this person. So you have two romantic options in love, and this could be a current situation for you, or it could be that, maybe this person, but you haven't met this person yet, or it could be that both of these people are coming into your life at about the same time. So then we have the Hermit, the Five of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So I kind of want to start with this Five of Swords here. Sorry, doing these readings definitely will dry out your throat. Okay, so Five of Swords. I think that if it's a situation where you have two different options in love, a lot of your friends or even your family members, people close to you, they have a lot of opinions, like maybe some of your friends are like, oh my gosh, go with the Capricorn. And then some of your friends are like, no, go with the Cancer. And I'm just calling them that. They don't actually have to be these zodiac signs. It could just be that maybe they're a Venus in Capricorn, or they're a Moon in Capricorn, or, they're a Taurus, or they're, a Virgo, a different earth sign, This is a general reading, so it may not be exactly a Cancer and a Capricorn, although for some of you it might be. But I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of opinions, and you're going to be really confused. And if these people know about each other, it could be that they're fighting over you. But I think a lot of it for you is going to be friends and family kind of putting their 2 cents in. For those of you where this is representing you and your like internal state and how you act in love, it's going to be more of like you constantly have family and friends giving you like unsolicited love advice, or being like, you just need to do this and then you'll meet your perfect partner. Or they're always trying to kind of be overbearing and set you up on dates, or be like, oh, you just need to get on this dating app, that kind of thing. And so I think with the Hermit here, this is also Virgo energy, which is an earth sign. There's really like this need to quiet this Five of Swords energy and to make this decision for yourself. You know, no amount of advice from friends or family is going to make this decision any easier for you, because you are the person who knows at your heart, like in your gut, intuitively, you know what is best for you. You know, no one can make this decision for you but you. And if it's also that you need to work on balancing this energy, because you know, sometimes you're overly practical in love and you deny your feelings, and then other times, you know, you let your feelings get the best of you. It's still the same thing. You have to do the inner work. You might need to take some time alone, even if it's just for a few days, to sort of sort out your feelings. And with the Three of Pentacles, I think it's sort of also this drive to feel happy and secure within yourself so that you're able to better make this decision. I feel like with the Hermit, you are kind of going through this journey of understanding yourself better and understanding more about not what you want in a relationship, but what you need. And with the Three of Pentacles, I think in improving your love life, you're actually going to end up improving your career path as well. And you're going to have an opportunity to creatively express yourself in whichever way that means to you. You know, it might not be like, you know, not all of us are artists, so it may not be something straightforward, but it could be like in taking some time out to decide between these two people which one you want to be with, or in taking that time out to understand like why you act this way romantically in love. You're actually gonna maybe do a hobby that turns into a career. You know, you could be discovering like a lifelong passion. Like you decide to take some time out, and this is kind of a silly example, but maybe you start baking, you know, for all your friends, and you discover that you really, really love baking. And then, you know, you start looking into going to culinary school, or you know, selling baked goods on Etsy or something. I don't know. But I think there's definitely a high potential, like regardless of whether you end up with, you know, a soulmate relationship from this, or you end up with either of these love options, I think at the end of the day, you are definitely going to be in a happier place with yourself. And you're going to discover something about yourself that makes you so happy. And I think for a lot of you, it's going to be sort of a talent or a passion that you didn't even know that you had. So then we have Wise Men. If it wasn't for the familiar songs that echo through my spine, I would have lost what is lost and never found my purpose. So with this Wise Men card, I think is sort of echoing that kind of idea of you can seek out guidance from others, you can seek out help from others, but ultimately that familiar song that echoed through my spine, you are the wisest of them all. You know you better than anyone. And if you haven't taken the time to find out who you are, to find out what makes you tick, to do whatever healing that you need to do, whatever self sort of growth you need to work on, it's going to be hard to know which of these two options is best for you, or how to balance these two sides of yourself in love, you know, whichever resonates for you, or both could be resonating. But you have to trust that sort of inner knowing. I mean, you already know what's best for you. And if you don't know what's best for you, how can anyone else possibly know what's best for you? So then we've got reparenting yourself and the silver waterfall. So with the silver waterfall, especially like if you look at the imagery on this card, I mean, it's like pure bliss, pure happiness, right? And then we've got reparenting yourself. So I do think, like, if you take time out for yourself, even if it's just, like I said, taking a few days, I think you're going to choose wisely. And I think that it will end up being a really beautiful romantic partnership. With the reparenting yourself, it's definitely going to be a process of learning how to take care of yourself, learning how to nurture your soul with that Three of Pentacles. I think in this journey of like finding the one, finding your soulmate, finding your next partner, your next like meaningful connection, it's going to come from knowing yourself better and discovering your inner passion, you know, like developing hobbies, developing things that excite you, things that make you feel like you're in this silver waterfall energy of just pure contentment. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. Brene Brown talks about it a little bit. If you don't know who she is, I definitely recommend looking up some of her TED Talks. But it's this idea of flow state. So if you're doing something that you really love and something that fulfills you, you sort of lose track of time. You're like, wow, I can't even believe I've been sitting here, you know, writing this story, reading this book, painting this picture, you know, whatever, you know, could be while you're running, or it could be, you know, any variety of things. It doesn't have to necessarily be a creative thing, but it's sort of this concept of like, you just lose track of time. You know, you can't believe a whole hour has passed. You can't believe that, you know, you started in the morning and now it's getting dark outside. You know, that sort of thing of like, wow, I'm in flow state. Like, I'm in perfect harmony with like time itself. Like, I can't believe all of this time has passed because I was enjoying myself so much. I was so focused, so intent on what I was creating, that, or whatever I was doing, that, you know, basically, you were enjoying yourself so much you can't believe all of this time has passed. So I think once you discover that, you're going to be in a higher vibration to where you're going to be able to figure out which of these two options is best for you. And with that reparenting yourself, you know, there may be some issues from your childhood. Maybe you had one parent who was more distant, more emotionally unavailable, someone who didn't validate you, didn't give you that sort of encouragement to pursue your dreams, to pursue things that excite you, hobbies, things that interest you. And so you've been lacking this sense of passion in your life. And I think up until now, you've been seeking out that passion via other people and via romantic partnerships. And now you're kind of learning in that hermit mode and taking some time for yourself. You're understanding like, oh, I don't need to be in a relationship to have fun, to have passion in my life, to have, you know, enjoyment or fulfillment. Like, I can take care of myself all on my own. I can be independent. I can live a full life and not need someone, but I do want someone. And that is completely healthy and valid. So then we have transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And we have power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. So I'm getting kind of the feeling for a lot of you, this is two different people. This is two different love interests that are either in your life now or coming into your life. And I think with one of these people, not to say that there is a right or wrong person to choose, but I think that there is one person who's going to help you evolve, and who maybe at first you didn't look at them romantically, but as time progresses, maybe this person starts off as a friend, and then it becomes more romantic over time with this transformation card. And as you get to know yourself better, and as you develop more independence, you find your own passion, you're living a more full life, I think that person is going to look at you with fresh eyes, and you are also in turn going to look at that person and be like, oh my gosh, like, this person has been here the whole time. This person is the one, and I didn't even see it. And I think with this power card, it could even be for this, maybe a few of you, but it could be for a few of you that you're in a partnership already with one of these people, like whichever one that it is, and you're finding out that, oh, wow, actually I should be with this person, So for some of you, it could be that, you end up leaving one of these people to get with the other person, or you leave this person to get with this person. And I know that sounds messy, but it could be that, maybe you're in a romantic partnership and you suddenly realize, like, oh, that person that I thought was just a close friend, actually I have feelings for them. And I would say, like, if that is the case for you, definitely embody the hermit mode. Think about it and take some time out to be by yourself and sort of evaluate both logically and intuitively, right? Because we're balancing both of these energies here. And don't listen to anyone else's opinion. Just choose based upon what is best, what is right for you, and is what is fair to both of these people, right? So we got, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So yeah, I think for a lot of you, you're either already in a relationship with this person, but you're having second thoughts, or it's someone who's close to you in your life, but you've just been sort of, I don't want to say friend zoning, but you could just maybe not look at them in that way until this transformation energy comes in and you've worked on yourself and you start to realize, like, oh wow, actually that person is very much like right for me. So then we've got heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. It could be that both of you are in denial about this, and for those of you who are like, it's not two different people, but it's more of like, I am in love with this person with this Cancer energy, but my Capricorn mind is telling me, no, it would never work. We don't want the same things, or, they live too far away, or, sorry, I just moved that chair. Whatever the case is, it could be that, you're torn between your mind and your heart, but you have to express your feelings honestly with them. And I think there's also a need for them to be honest with you as well about how you feel and how they feel. You guys are making me laugh so hard because so many cards in this pile are opposites of one another. So we've got adventure, live wild and free. And then we also have flow. Go with the flow. As water trickles down a stream, do not hurry. So hurry, but don't hurry. Okay, so with the adventure card, I think it speaks for you more as self-exploration with the hermit. So the hermit has gone on this journey on their own. I mean, they've got their cat there, but otherwise they are on their own. So definitely take some time, have some fun, I think with the reparenting yourself, for a lot of you, this like new passion that you discover or this new hobby is going to probably be something you really enjoyed in childhood. And so when you reconnect with that inner child and you reconnect with the things that you used to love doing and you take some time out, I think the answer to all of this is going to just come to you with this flow card. It's just going to work. I don't know if you've ever like heard that expression of like, it'll work itself out in the wash. That's what's going to happen for you guys. You know, if you take some time to just enjoy yourself, focus on yourself, that meme of like, oh, I'm unbothered, I'm moisturized, I'm in my own lane, I'm flourishing. That's gonna be you guys. And especially like if you're in an unhappy relationship now and you know you're thinking about leaving and you're having feelings for this other person, it's going to do you a world of good to be honest with yourself first so you can be honest with others. And you know, in order to do that, you've got to take some much needed time to reconnect with yourself and take care of yourself, focus on your own self-growth and healing. And especially with that reparenting card, you know, if you're unhappy in your current partnership, maybe it's because, you know, you ended up with someone who, you know, like treats you in the same way that your parents did. You know, like maybe your current partner invalidates your feelings just like your mom or your dad did, and that's all that you knew. But now that you've taken some time out for yourself, now you understand that you deserve more than that. And that may just be for us, you know, a small group of you. For some of you, it could be that, you know, in being torn between these two different people, you're kind of, you know, with one person you really feel romantically like, yes, I absolutely love this person, but this other person is, you know, what my parents would approve of. And so you're leaning more towards your parents' approval rather than someone who could actually make you happy and fulfill you. So, you know, the exact scenario could definitely differ since this is a general reading, so just take whichever message resonates. But I think the overall like message that we're seeing over and over again with this pile is you have to take some time out, and in finding something that makes you feel fulfilled on your own, the answer to this whole problem, this whole dilemma, is going to make itself very evident. Okay, so I'd just like to end with two messages to close out here. We got, I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again, I choose love. So again, there's no need to make, I'm so sorry that I keep coughing. There's no need to make a rush decision. There's no need to make a fear-based decision. You know, if you're ever choosing something out of fear, out of a need for like safety or security, then that's not it. That's not the way to go. You know, you want to choose things because intuitively they feel good, not because you're afraid of some sort of outcome if you don't choose this thing, if that makes sense. And then we have the moment I embrace my peace, oh man, it's been a long day. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Yes, surrender the outcome. You guys may have been drawn to pile 1 as well because they got this message a lot, but definitely with this Hermit card, if you can find a way to be content and happy with yourself, you quiet your mind, you don't listen to that 5 of Swords, you don't listen to all the opinions of your family members, your friends, and you just ask the universe for a sign. What do I need to do? The universe will tell you the answer. The answer will come to you. It will, the more that you think about it and obsess over it, the more you push the answer away, the more you create resistance. So, as difficult as it is, if you stop agonizing over this decision or this problem, that's when it will go away. So, I hope this reading resonated for you guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you picked group 2 and this reading resonated for you, please comment down below with a red heart emoji. I would greatly appreciate it. Also hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload. This is a new channel, so it would help me out a lot. All right, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye. All right, all my beautiful pile 3s, welcome to your reading. Uh-oh, we've got a cat on the table. We'll see if she comes over. Gracie! Oh my god, no respect. None. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. All right, so we've got the Fool card, which is a great way to start off a love reading. I'm very excited for you guys. So we've got the Fool, we've got the 10 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. We've got Venus. So literally, you guys got the planet of love and relationships, romantic partnerships, so that's very exciting. And then paired with Taurus, one of the most beautiful, earthy, secure, comforting, stable signs. It's very excited for you guys. And then we've got Mercury here, so Gemini. Think, learn, network, and communication. Mercury also rules Virgo. So I'm so sorry about the cattail. I'm really excited for you guys because I feel like out of all the groups today, this group has really had a tough time in love. You know, with the 10 of Wands, you've sort of learned over time that you can only rely on yourself. You know, you've tried to be with the 2 of Cups energy. You know, like you've tried to share your cup with someone else. You've tried to help others. You know, you always feel like you're the giver in your romantic partnerships, and maybe even with family and friends too. You feel like you take on so much for other people. You know, you really do so much for others, and you're kind of tired of it. I mean, you're really sort of overwhelmed by it. Like, you like to give to others, but as you've gotten older, or just as you've matured, you're like, well, when is it my turn? Like, when is it? For you, I think it's less about other people doing things for you too, and more about at least express gratitude towards me. You know, I think you don't expect a thank you, but it's nice. You know, you don't want to feel taken advantage of, and I feel like that has been the past energy for you guys. You know, you feel like people take you for granted and they don't even recognize or appreciate all the things that you do. And so you've had these one-sided relationships. And for some of you, you know, it could just be that you had one really bad long-term relationship, or one relationship that didn't last a long time, but the amount of damage that it did was pretty significant. And that has led to the creation of this 10 of Wands energy, where you really feel like it's just better for me to focus on work. It's just better for me to focus on myself, take care of myself. You know, I can do everything on my own. I don't need anyone else, and that's just how it is, you know? And so with this 9 of Cups, you've done your self-care. Like, you've done your inner work. Like, you have built up this sandcastle behind you, And you know, because you constructed it, these are stable cups. These cups are not going anywhere because you can always count on yourself to love yourself, to take care of yourself. You don't need anyone else, right? You're content. You're happy with yourself. But obviously, this is a what's next in love reading, right? So there is a part of you that wants love to come in. I mean, we have the crab here, right? And the cat's kind of batting it away. Like, with the crab, we think of Cancer, we think of water, we think of emotion, we think of love, right? But crabs have a hard shell, you know, but they're soft on the inside, right? If you know a Cancer sun sign in your life, or someone with maybe like Cancer rising, you can relate to that. You're familiar with that energy, but love is trying to come in, and I don't think at this point you're noticing it, but it's creeping up on you, you know, like you've built up this beautiful castle. It's time to find someone to share it with. And I think with Venus here, and the Fool card also, it's coming in. So for those of you who, you know, are single, I think you can definitely expect someone new to come in. This is going to be someone you haven't met yet, someone that, you know, you've never been in a relationship with, someone that isn't from your past. It's going to be a completely brand new connection. It could be that they're a Taurus. They could also be a Libra or a Gemini, or a Virgo, because we have all of those signs represented here. But they definitely don't have to be, and it could just be that those are representing their moon or their Venus signs as well. But let's see what else we have here. So we have remembering, oh how thy glimpse glimmer in the darkest of sights, never forgotten, never still, yet pacing in the mind in the twilight of the night. And then we have light. Hope is but a word casting the unseen. Let there be light where light is but a dream. So with this remembering card, I do think that you guys experienced either a series of bad connections, and it could be also like if you've never been in a relationship before, it could be that, you know, you had a lot of friends who, you know, treated you badly and created these trust issues for you. But I think for a lot of you, it's going to be that you either had one partner or several partners who treated you in a way that was less than what you deserve. You know, they did not recognize your worth. They did not appreciate all the things that you were doing for them. And, you know, you're a giver by nature, for sure. And they really just drained you. If you guys have ever read The Giving Tree, it's a children's book, but, you know, you have just given and given and given. And I think people in your past took and took and took without limit. And now you've definitely learned how to not take any more crap from people. You've learned how to set and hold healthy boundaries. And for those of you who are like, I don't know if I'm that mature, I don't know if I've progressed that much, if you haven't gotten there yet, you soon will. And if you haven't learned how to set healthy boundaries, you've at least learned how to be protective of yourself. But I think with the Fool card, you're not guarded. I think that's a very positive thing. Like, I think that you've moved out of this 10 of Wands of like, I don't need anybody. I think that you're past this point. I think that you are moving into this Fool card energy. I think when this person comes in, it's going to surprise you how much things are just easy and fun and light, and you feel like someone is literally taking these brooms from you one by one. They're taking on your burdens and your worries one by one. You know, it doesn't mean that this person is like running into your life and taking away all of your problems, but they're helping you. They're emotionally supporting you. They're investing in you. They're comforting you when you need it. You know, they're a listening ear when you need it. They're a shoulder to cry on when you need it. You know, they hype you up. They give you advice. They listen. They are your biggest cheerleader. And it makes your heart open up. It makes you bloom. It makes you willing to jump off the cliff to take the risk. You know, you're not fighting off love anymore. You're not on an island by yourself anymore. You're willing to jump. You're willing to leap. You're willing to go from land to the water. You're willing to move. Water is emotion, feeling. You're finally opening up. With this Mercury, you're going to be able to communicate how you feel. You know, you're not going to have these walls up. You're going to be able to express it and know that those feelings that you have are reciprocated. So with this remembering, when this new person comes in, it's going to stir up a lot of past feelings. It's going to stir up things that you thought you had long forgotten. You know, it's going to make you think like, and not in a negative way, it's going to make you be like, wow, this is what love is. This is what I've been missing out on. This is how I was supposed to be treated. I could have had someone in my life this whole time like this, and I wasted X amount of time on that person or those people. It's gonna be like this sort of weird out-of-body experience, I think, where you look back on your life like a movie and you're kind of like, man, what was I thinking? And then with the light card, I think it's a lot of illumination. I think it's a lot of clarity for you. You know, it's that realization, that aha epiphany moment of like, hell yeah, like I deserve this. Yes, I deserve someone who loves me for me, and someone who I feel just unconditionally is going to show up for me in the way that I show up for them. Like finally, someone is gonna love me the way that I love them. Because you're a great partner. I mean, you are just excellent. Okay, so we got flirt. So like I said, lighthearted, extend your lighthearted energy to others. It's gonna be very, I think, surprising because you've been so serious. You've been so serious. And to have someone who just makes you laugh and brings out that like inner child, that lighthearted, I don't even care energy, I think is gonna be so great for you. So unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. This is your past. This is that 10 of Wands. Absolutely. Like you are leaving this behind. You are coming out of this. This is no more. We're done with this. We are no longer accepting people who don't actually care about us, who have ulterior motives, who keep us around. You know, like people. All right, sorry guys, got interrupted there. But I was saying with this unrequited love card, this is your past energy. This is what you're coming out of. You're going to find someone who really makes you feel like it's an equal partnership. You know, it's someone where you don't ever have to second guess or wonder if this person cares for you as much as you care for them. And then with make the effort, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So it's definitely a balance here, right? You're going to be putting in work into this relationship, but you're not going to be putting in work that is not matched. your effort here that you put into it is going to be reciprocated. And I think sometimes, and this may only apply to a few of you, but sometimes when we're hurt, and especially if we're hurt over and over again, over time you can become jaded, and you can sort of start to treat other people the way that you have been treated. And so you become a lot like the person who hurt you, and it's a defense mechanism. Now, I think with the Nine of Cups, this really doesn't apply to a whole lot of you, but for a few of you, this is just a warning to make sure that you still keep an open heart. Make sure that you still believe in love. Don't let anyone make you feel dumb or silly for believing in soulmates. Happily ever afters do exist. They're complicated and they're messy and they're not, always straightforward. It doesn't mean if you have a happy, healthy relationship, there won't be challenges along the way, or miscommunications, or, arguments or anything like that. But it's still happiness, right? It's still worth it. And I think that you'll find that this new love that's coming in is worth the effort. It's worth it for you to come out of your shell, to open up your heart again, because that's the hard part, right? To be able to receive love, you do have to also agree to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to get hurt in order to be loved. You have to open yourself up to that. It's part of the risk. It's the associated risk. You can't invite love in if you are also not accepting the risk that your heart may be broken, right? But this is worth the effort. Okay. So we also have time. You are trying too hard, give it time. Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. And we have let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it allows and simply gives. So with this time card, when this person comes in, I think especially with the Fool card being present, let it evolve as it needs to. Don't rush it. I think especially with that unrequited love card, there may be some lingering fear of, oh my gosh, they haven't said I love you yet. They haven't asked me to be exclusive yet. They, don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day with me. Whatever it is, and it can be even more subtle things. I think if you're someone who gets in your head a bit, you may be like, why did they take this many hours to text me back? Why didn't they answer my call? Or, they were really quiet today on the phone. Something like that. Don't overthink it. Don't get in your head about it. This relationship is something that you've earned karmically. This is something that the universe is gifting to you. So you don't have to rush it. You don't have to demand it. It's already been given. So just let the situation unfold naturally. Don't rush this person. You respect their boundaries, because that's important too, right? With this balance card. You want your boundaries respected. Sometimes people also are uncomfortable with receiving. So if you're a big giver, sometimes that can be overwhelming to people. So I think that's important as well. And, like we talked about with the highs and lows, every couple faces challenges, this is someone who's going to be so supportive of you, but that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be things about them that maybe trigger you and, you know, make you fear that, oh, they're just like the other people, they're just like my ex. Like, don't go down that rabbit hole. You know, still have trust, and I think be mindful of jumping to conclusions and being like, oh, that's a red flag, that's a red flag. You know, it's okay to give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, and, you know, don't necessarily think the worst of someone. I think sometimes when someone new comes into our life and we've had like this string of bad relationships, or we had an ex who just treated us horribly, you know, now we're primed to look for red flags, and because we don't want to make the same mistake twice, right? We don't want to be made out to be, you know, a fool in a bad way, right? So then we sort of punish this new person for the mistakes of our ex. And that is something to avoid. There is a risk for self-sabotage here. And I don't think it's a high risk, but just be mindful of it. So then with this closeness, again, I think it's just kind of reiterating this balance card. You know, love never claims. You can't, the idea of owning someone else, right? Of belonging to someone else. This idea of property, you know, this isn't someone who's going to be yours, and you are not going to be theirs. It's not like this person is mine. Well, no. Like, they belong to themselves, right? We all belong deeply to ourselves. It's about sharing a life with someone. It's about building a life with someone, whatever that looks like to you and to them. You know, it's coming together in union and creating something new together. But it's not about claiming the other person. And so that, I think, is also kind of pushing again that, you know, there's no need to try to control things so much. You can just allow them to happen as they need to. And that's kind of funny. I feel like across all three groups, that's been a recurring theme today. But yeah, let love allow. Let love give. You know, allow it to happen. You don't have to try so hard, like this card says. So connection, yes. This is just confirming again everything about this, the love letter, the 2 cups here, the music, everything is flowing, right? Everything is easy. There's a sunset, they're on a beach. They're not trying too hard to make it work, it just is. And that's how it's gonna feel with this person. It's going to feel easy. And I think because it feels so easy most of the time, when you guys do have an argument or a disagreement or a challenge or a barrier, that's why you freak out, because you're like, oh my gosh, like we never fight. Well, everyone fights sometimes. So, I'm so sorry, this cat. Okay, just, there's no need to panic. It's okay, it's perfectly normal. And I think also, like, if you've been in bad relationships before, arguments were probably volatile. They probably meant you were breaking up only to get back together in like this negative toxic cycle, and you're like, I don't want to go through that again. This is not that. You know, I think there's a big message here of letting the past go and not projecting the past onto this current connection. Like, connect to the present moment. Stop trying, just exist and enjoy this connection for what it is right here, right now. Okay, some of you might be like, really? Okay, so with chivalry, like, this is one word that always trips me up. Chivalry. Gotta say it slow. Okay, this card. We gotta dig through. 10 of Wands. You are more than capable, right? You can take care of yourself. You don't need anybody, period. But it's nice, right? It's nice to have someone else help you out. It's nice to have someone else take care of you from time to time. Make you soup if you're sick. Hold open a door like it's just common courtesy, good manners. Bring you flowers, why? Just because. Just because you're worth it, period. Do something nice for you. Why? Because they want to. You deserve that. You deserve it, absolutely. Okay, so we've got transform, emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. Yes. Yes. Right? There's definitely a lot of transformation happening here for you. I mean, you're going from someone who I think was probably in codependent relationships where, you know, you were probably with someone who, or a series of people who were more narcissistic, and you gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and were like the long-suffering partner, the martyr, the person who, you know, was the empath and taken advantage of. You went from that to someone who was independent, I don't need anybody, I got this, back off, to someone who was content on their own, peaceful, happy, thriving, now slowly open to love, and bam, you're in love. This ideal partner has come in. The transformation is now complete. You're in a healthy, balanced, loving, fulfilling connection, and I'm so, 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 so happy for you. So happy. Okay, we have light. Look to the space between the trees for answers. I think, again, you got this twice. Illumination. You're going to have this moment of clarity. You know, you're going to see it all clearly. You're going to look back on this story that we briefly just outlined and be like, wow, that's why I had to go through those things. Oh, those are the lessons I had to learn. Oh, I had to learn to love myself before I could be able to give love in a healthy way and receive love in a healthy way. Got it. Okay, dance. Allow yourself some fun, yes, each day, just as the sun dances with the moon each night. This little play on words is kind of funny to me. You could be a Leo who is attracting a Cancer, or a Pisces, I could see that. But that may just be for a few of you. But I think it's just encouraging you, especially after working so hard, enjoy this moment. It's funny because you've got dance twice, because that's exactly what they're doing here. I think this person is going to, these cards are a mess. I think this person is going to bring out a side of you that you haven't seen in a long time. And I think it's going to be so completely refreshing for you. And it's going to be kind of like coming home to yourself. You know, this person is going to remind you of the days before you knew what real heartbreak was. As corny as that sounds, it's like this person is just washing all of that hurt away, and the lessons are still there, but it's like if you touch a wound, it no longer hurts. It's healed. It's done. Risk. I feel like I've preached to you. I say me, really it's the universe, right? Learn to grow wherever you are planted. Risk. In order to love, You have to be willing to get your heart broken. You have to be willing to be vulnerable emotionally. You have to put yourself out there. And it sounds like with the Fool, you did that. And it paid off, right? The moment you were open to love is the moment this person comes in. And they come in fast. And I think it will probably surprise you how it develops. But I don't think it's going to feel rushed. There definitely will be times where you get in your head and you overthink it and you get scared. But I think ultimately it's going to be the easiest relationship of your life. And it's easy because you are finally able to let it just grow naturally. You know, it doesn't feel forced. This person, I think, is a fated connection. I think it's karmic. I think you've earned it. It's all of, you were always such a good person. And I think for a long time, you sort of resented that narrative of feeling like a victim. And so that's part of that 10 of Wands. You work so hard to be like, no, I'm not a victim. I survived those relationships, but I'm not a victim. And I'm not gonna let anyone take advantage of me anymore, period. And to be able to like, let that narrative go and be like, yeah, other people have hurt me. I'm still here, I'm still standing. And now I have this great partner who could hurt me. Yes, if they left me, sure, I would be hurt. But I know I would be okay. And I think that's a really healthy, great place for you to be in. And this person obviously isn't going to do that. They care very deeply for you. But I think knowing that either way you're going to be okay is very freeing and allowing you to enjoy this connection to its fullest. Okay, the cat is on the rest of the cards. Gracie. You say, my mommy named this channel after me, so I'm going to sit on these cards. All right, so to close out your reading, we've got, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Yes. None of us have it all figured out, right? None of us have all of the answers. And so when you accept that, like, yeah, like I'm gonna make mistakes in love and that doesn't make me weak, it's so much easier. Things are gonna get so much lighter for you. You're gonna stop second guessing. You're gonna get out of your head. You're gonna be able to allow the connection to grow without trying to control it, without obsessing, without worrying, without freaking out every time there's a disagreement or, you know, you mess up or they mess up. You know, we're human. It's going to happen. You know, no relationship is perfect, but this one is worth the effort. And it's worth asking the universe for help when you need it. Okay, and then we have, I honor how I want to feel. Yes, also. You don't have to get upset with yourself if you do think something that you know is like, I don't want to say bad, but something that you're like, It's like if someone, let's use this dumb example again. It's like if someone, this person, takes too long to text you back, right? Whatever that means. You're like, oh, they haven't texted me back in an hour. I can't believe they haven't texted me back in an hour. Like, that was something really serious. I texted them and they're not responding. I am so upset by that. And then you go on like this negative thought spiral and you have all of these feelings of like panic and anxiety and hurt and sadness and despair. That's okay. Like, you don't have to beat yourself up for feeling those feelings. Feel them and then recognize maybe that's an overreaction, Or maybe these feelings are trying to teach me something, and maybe these feelings are showing to me that I haven't communicated my boundaries or my expectations of this relationship for communication as well as I thought I had. You know, and just take it as a lesson. Okay, now I need to have a conversation with this person who probably had no intention of hurting me, and there could be a million reasons why they're not texting me back. I just need to talk to them. I just need to express how I feel. Then we can work it out together. And it doesn't have to mean a breakup. It doesn't have to mean this horrible toxic situation, because this person is not my ex. This person loves me. This person cares about me. It's going to work itself out. So honor how you feel. All right, you guys. I hope that resonated. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If this reading did resonate for my pile threes, please comment down below with a green heart emoji. That way I know. Turn on your notification bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a video. All the support would greatly help, as this is a new channel. Still working out a couple things. I hope you guys didn't mind the cat cameo from time to time. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.